You need more than a week off, a beach chair, and a pina colada. You need a plan and support, and you deserve sustainability in this career that you have worked so hard to build. Welcome to The PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past, optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. I'm TRACY Bingaman, and I'm obsessed with redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the mindset shifts, systems, and processes I use to escape healthcare burnout and integrate my work into my life. Work-life balance is a myth, and an integrated life where you thrive professionally, not a balancing act, is the goal here. My mission is to help you to grow into a unicorn PA who loves their job, has abundant energy, time to spare, and work-optional financial freedom. The PA is in. Welcome back to The PA is In. I'm your host, TRACY Bingaman, PA, career coach, burnout survivor, mom of 5, and your no BS friend in the trenches of healthcare. Let's dive into a hot, steamy, incredibly prevalent summer myth about working in medicine. And that is that your summer vacation is going to fix your burnout. If you've been walking into work feeling heavy, wondering if it's simply exhaustion, or if it might be something deeper, I want you to stick around because while vacations are lovely, and I am absolutely pro beach, pro pool, pro drinks with umbrellas and unplugged time, they are not a cure for burnout. You should absolutely positively take your PTO, but that PTO in and of itself is not a magic pill that's going to cure your burnout and help you to return from your time off rejuvenated and ready to take on the broken, crazy healthcare system that we work inside. All right, let's go. We love a great side hustle here. If you've been looking for a flexible way to earn extra income without picking up more shifts, my friend Bree Retzner has something worth checking out. She's a PA and recruiter working with a telehealth company in a 1099 role, sharing compounded GLP-1s and soon to launch products like hormone replacement therapy. It's not an MLM, simply referring potential customers, and it's free to do. And Bree will teach you exactly how to do it. You can find her email, number to text or call, and the link to sign up in the show notes. Let's start with the myth itself, that I just need a vacation mindset. Raise your hand if you've said this. I'm so burned out, I just need to get away. Give me a little head nod if you've thought, if I could only have a day off, I'd be caught up, rested, and I would feel so much better. I used to believe this too. I used to think that time off was the solution, that a day off or a week off to travel or even take a staycation would solve all of my problems. And sure, it helps, sort of temporarily, but here's what actually happens. You take a week off, you sip your coffee while it's hot, you sleep in, read, maybe even relax, you go on an adventure, unless, of course, you're like me and you have kids. In which case, you take a week off, but the week before you travel, you're stressed out about packing everyone's suitcases. Then you have to get where you're going, which can be stressful depending on the ages of your children. Probably actually at any age of any of your children. You sip your coffee, or in my case, your green tea. It's not hot. It's probably lukewarm, while your kids wake up even earlier than usual because they're out of their routine and they went to bed late and they're sleeping in a different bed and they heard a noise. Sure, you travel, you enjoy yourself, you see somewhere new, or you choose to stay home, or you go to that place where you guys like to spend your whole summer. And then you come back to an overflowing in basket with the zillion patient messages, results, labs, imaging, CC'd notes from other providers, referrals, a jam-packed schedule because you were out, charts from 2 weeks ago before you left that somehow still aren't signed. Why don't these things complete themselves? Don't we have the technology for that yet? Your body still tense. Your mind already back to dreading Monday when you are on Wednesday of your vacation week. Your stress level still on red, if not yellow or orange if you had some relaxation while you were traveling. You didn't recover. You did press pause, But now you're right back to play, fast forward, full speed ahead into that boiling water of what it feels like to be working in healthcare. So, what's actually going on here? Let's define burnout versus tiredness. So, feeling tired is a temporary physical or emotional state. You can feel tired on vacation after a busy day in the sun, having fun with your family or friends. You can feel emotionally tired after a particularly draining day of interactions, or maybe even just a busy day where you had work or clinic and then something social and then something else. That can feel very draining in terms of your social battery, feeling tired. Burnout, on the other hand, is deep, chronic, systemic, and cumulative. Burnout happens when the stress that you're experiencing supersedes your ability to deal with and handle that stress on an ongoing basis. Burnout is the triad of emotional exhaustion, that feeling of tiredness, of I can't keep going like this, but just deep and profound and persistent, and depersonalization, feeling numb, cynical, disconnected from your patients, your colleagues, or your purpose. And three, a reduced sense of personal accomplishment. Like you're existing on a healthcare treadmill that just keeps turning and turning, and you are running as fast as you can, and you are getting nowhere. Vacations don't fix burnout because you can't fix a broken system by stepping away for 5 days and pretending that it isn't broken when you return. And if you left on vacation without the coping strategies, the habits to manage stress, and handle the daily burden of what it's actually like to work in medicine, you will return much the same. Sure, you might feel a little bit recharged or like you have a little bit more energy, but without those systems, you're going to be unplugging that rejuvenation and plugging in the drain of work, and you're going to be right back where you started before you went on vacation. Are you feeling stuck, burned out, or craving a little more flexibility and financial freedom? You're not alone. So many clinicians feel trapped in the grind, overworked, underpaid, and unsure how to pivot. But here's the truth: your skills are valuable beyond the clinic. That's why I created the 48 Side Gig Ideas for Healthcare Providers Guide, a free PDF packed with practical, creative, and immediately cash generating ideas that you can start right now. From telehealth to medical writing and patient advocacy to app development, and even a little note on podcasting, these things aren't fluff. These are real, proven opportunities that other providers are already doing. You don't have to figure it out alone. This guide will help you explore new passions, learn how to make extra money, and make the first step towards multiple income streams and building the life and career you actually want. Download your free copy today at tracybingaman.com/gig or click the link in the show notes and start creating financial freedom and cash flow flexibility on your own terms. Because you, my friend, are more than just your clinical job, and taking the first step to generating alternative revenue streams is waiting for you inside the Side Gig Guide. Find it now in the show notes. There was a season where I took time off thinking it would solve my stress. Before you get all proud of me, like I took extra time off during my season of burnout, I did not. I assure you, I probably, looking back, took a less than normal amount of time off. I did take our standard sort of week-long vacation in the summer. We took a trip to Maine to visit my parents and stay at the lake. I packed my bags and our little kids' bags and our big kids' bags in the car, left work behind, and told myself that I'd come back rested, like a new and improved me. But I didn't address the toxic work culture, the crazy demands, my lack of boundaries or systems to get through the work in a way that was efficient, that would get me out on time, or my compulsion to over deliver and give of myself even when I was depleted. So, vacation, I was away and I was a little unplugged. I would say mostly unplugged. I definitely texted with colleagues and I definitely checked my work email. My boundaries in life, like day to day, night to night, call shift to call shift, were weak. But honestly, I feel like I was in a pretty good position because my job wasn't one that you could do remotely. Not a whole lot of results came to my in basket. I couldn't operate on or see patients in the hospital while I was away. It also, I didn't intentionally cool off or turn my brain off. I was checking email And sometimes there would be an interesting case in the sign out, and then I was checking Epic. Or I wanted to know what happened to the patients who were admitted to the hospital before I signed off for vacation because I cared about them. So I would log on to Epic and check their results. And when I returned from vacation, nothing had changed. Except now I felt a touch guilty for not feeling better because I had been off. And isn't that supposed to make you feel better when you're burned out? The thing about being burned out is when you're burned out, when you have these positive interactions, these vacations, these opportunities to step away, a more relaxed schedule and time away, they don't give you the same rejuvenation or the same positive effects as someone who isn't burned out. Burnout doesn't go away with rest alone or time away. It requires restoration, real change, real support, intentional systems and habits that are built one after another with forward progress and steps back and falters and imperfection. They take self reflection. I can promise you that none or very little of that was happening on vacation because none of it happens on accident. And I didn't take that time off or take those trips or vacations with the intention of healing my burnout. Sure, I saw them as an escape and as an opportunity to unplug and do something differently. What I didn't see them as an opportunity to change things in a real and meaningful way. All right. So, what actually helps burnout recovery? I told you that it's not vacation and it's unfortunately not margaritas or days on the beach. Here's what I have found actually works, both for me in my journey to healing and for the coaching clients that I work with. Boundaries. Not the kind that you talk about once and then never do anything about, but the firm, clearly communicated, enforced, and maintained kind of boundary. When you say no, when you inform the people around you that you won't be doing X, Y, or Z in the future. And then when that moment comes, you do the no. Stated boundaries without action make you feel like you're quitting on yourself time and time again. Actionable boundaries without stating them first can seem passive aggressive and confusing to those around you. If there is something that you've always done and you decide that you draw a line in the sand and you're not going to do it anymore, you have to communicate that to people. Otherwise, they will be shocked, surprised, and startled when you stop doing that thing. Healthy boundaries include stating your no and then enforcing your no. Whether that's leaving on time because you've made adjustments in your template and your workload, or focusing on charting efficiency and holding the boundary on double booking so that you can leave your laptop at work without charting that you are doing in the evening. Learning to let that email wait. Setting an out of office and then not checking email when you are out of the office. Not signing up for that extra work shift, no matter how much they need someone to cover, because you have a family event going on that week, or because you simply know that you need a little more rest than that extra shift would provide you. Setting boundaries is a skill. Vacation, however, is a great opportunity to practice a little tech detox when it comes to work tech and reevaluate how you want to rebuild or build for the very first time those boundaries when you return. Pick one tech boundary and one work boundary to start implementing when you return from vacation. Next up, restorative practices. Whether that's journaling, movement, silence, creativity, not self care as in a bubble bath or painting your nails, but as a ritual of regrounding. Find the things that bring you energy and joy. Vacation can be great for this. If you want to start a new morning routine, pick one piece of it and try it out while you're traveling. Start the journal, take the walk, find some time to sit alone with your thoughts and feelings and get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling that comes when you give that a try for the first time. Practice not just resting, but restorative things that bring your energy level up. A great place to plug these in your day is first and last. Think about how you start your day and how you wind down or prepare for bed. Can you integrate one restorative practice into each of those bookends of your day and start it on vacation and then continue it as you go back to your real life with your real schedule and your real demands? Next up, peer support. Honest, frank conversations with people who get it. Not just venting, but problem solving, boundary brainstorming, and reality checking. This can be done with colleagues at work, people you meet on the internet in communities like Sermo or peer groups on social media, or with a coach who is dedicated to walking with you during this season. These friends and colleagues don't necessarily have to help you solve your problems in order to help you feel seen. Speaking the language of people who get it and sharing your experiences can help you to unburden yourself of the weight of working in medicine. Clarity. Getting clear on your values, your goals, and what enough looks like in this season, because burnout thrives on confusion. Years ago on a podcast, I heard a creator mention their enough point, the point at which they're making enough money and didn't need to be striving for more, and still more. Set aside that achiever, hustle, earn, churn, and burn mindset for a moment and think about this. What is your specific enough point? Whether it's money earned or time spent with loved ones or time spent at work, what is your enough point? Getting clear on this can help you to reverse engineer your life to fit with that. If you are thinking of going part-time, I have a program for that and I have a free guide in the show notes. Check out the guide in the show notes. It's called 5 Steps to a Smooth Part-Time Transition. It talks about some of the things you need to make sure you have in place before pivoting to part-time, because sometimes that enough point is I've had enough, or I'm working too much and I'd like to spend more time at home, and a part-time pivot can be a great way to do that. Action and accountability. Listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you that you can cure your burnout in 2 weeks. Recovering from burnout means work and making changes and taking action. But if you are like me and you think, okay, I'm on vacation, and when I get back, I'm going to solve every problem I've ever had at work and in life. I'm going to be the most productive, the most efficient, the best team player, the greatest new leader. I'm going to build all the boundaries. I'm going to have a 10.5-star morning routine that I do seamlessly every day. And I'm finally going to get our dogs to stop jumping up on our house guests when we host our next barbecue. Yes. It is so tempting to want to change it all and to do it all at once, like yesterday. I know. You're frustrated and something's got to give. I want to encourage you, even in the face of that burnout and frustration, to make slow, small, sustainable shifts. Not huge, sweeping overhaul changes you're hoping to install in your life overnight, changing every aspect about work and home and care. Micro changes, tiny pivots. Bonus points with someone walking alongside you. My friend, if you are feeling crispy, frazzled, burned out, if you're fantasizing about running away to a cabin in the woods with no Wi-Fi and never coming back, you are not alone. And I'm here to tell you that burnout isn't your fault and you don't have to fix it alone. But to remind you that if you change nothing, nothing changes. You need more than a week off, a beach chair, and a pina colada. You need a plan and support, and you deserve sustainability in this career that you have worked so hard to build. If this episode hit home with you and you are feeling burned out, and you're ready to not just escape for a week to the beach, but truly recover and rebuild from the burnout, I want to invite you to book a one-on-one burnout coaching call with me. The link is in the show notes of this episode and always. Let's get on the phone and talk about your life, your practice, your career, your goals at work and in life, and let's get you unstuck. You deserve to feel passionate about your practice of medicine, not drained and disenchanted with the modern healthcare system. Tap the link in the show notes to schedule your call. And if you know someone who's hanging on by a thread or on vacation right now, forward them this episode. Remind them that you see them, that they're not alone, and that healing is possible. Vacations are so awesome, but healing doesn't result simply from taking time off and stepping away from the daily grind. Until next time, take a deep breath. Keep caring, but not at your own expense. That's all for today. This PA is out. Congratulations. You've just joined an awesome club. By listening to a full episode of The PA is In, you are officially on the Unicorn PA team. Welcome aboard. What most team members do is they subscribe to the podcast because that allows them to automatically get the latest episode of the show. The life of your dreams exists on the other side of taking action. Keep making small shifts and keep getting better. Your life will improve, your career will soar, and you will have the confidence you need to create your own success. I will see you in the next episode. This PA is out.